jest. From lane to the new shining ground, echo chants where the legends are found. Heroes carved in the heart of time, we march on through grit and grime. Oh Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly through the rain, through the fire. This is my club, my only desire. Oh Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly through the rain, through the fire. This is my club, my only desire. Echoes of King and Greaves in the air. Every goal, the sound declares. Heartbeats pound like a drummer's song, marching forward, fierce and strong. We're the ones who rise in the clash. Numbers running in a white shirt dash. History burns in the roaring crowd. Every game we scream it loud. Hold 'em, Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly through the rain, through the fire. This is my club, my only desire. We're the ones who rise in the clash. Numbers running in a white shirt dash. History burns in the roaring crowd. Every game we scream it loud. Oh Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly through the rain, through the fire. This is my club, my only desire.
Good evening and welcome to a hijacked, misfit THFC Till We Die show because Dermatron has lost his studio. Yes, it has happened. He has fucked up OBS. It didn't take long. It didn't take Dermo only a year. And the one day Colin decides to take the day off. I'm relaxing. I'm chilling. I'm going to chill out. I go and fuck up the studio.
Typical, though, mate.
It is typical. But so that is why I am what I am. Anyway, good evening. Welcome. Big up to you. 42 if you're already in the house already. Big up to you all. We are going to talk tonight Levy. We're going to talk transfers. We're going to talk preseason. We're going to give you the rundown of Tottenham Hotspur Football Club and a little bit from Change for Tottenham as well, Tequila. I don't know if you saw it, X. I did put it into the members chat. By the way, good evening, sir. How are you?
Oh, okay, not bad. Saturday night demo. Just chilling, brother. You?
Saturday Night Fever.
Yeah, like John Travolta.
Yeah. Can I just say, EA Sports Levy sacked Ange quicker than Levy in real life.
Is this the beta you've been playing or something?
No, this is the EA 24. No, EA 25. It's the one before EA 26. I started as Thomas Frank at Brentford, and I got the Tottenham job by September of that same season.
How did you get that job so fast? I normally have to wait a year.
He sacked him. And Spurs were top of the league as well, unbeaten.
That does sound like Levy. If you're going to sack a manager, certainly sack them when you're in first.
So I'm now good as Thomas Frank. I'm going live on the gaming channel later. I don't know if you're going. I hope not, but maybe tomorrow night, I'm going to work around you together. But I'm going to do the Thomas Frank in charge of the team from last season, and let's see what Thomas Frank could have done if he was in charge last season.
Yeah, why not?
Be a laugh. Good evening. Hope you do well. Let's welcome in some of our members. Do pick up your memberships if you want to get picked up. If you want to get up your your comment put up on screen. Become a member and do it. We're trying to slimline because we're bringing up everyone's comment. And me and Tequila and Colin actually watched one show. And what was it, half an hour before we start talking about anything?
Yeah. And we got some feedback that maybe that wasn't the best thing.
Yeah.
By people who know more about this YouTube gig than me do, bless them.
Yeah, and me. But yeah. But hello, Mr. Reviewer, if you're watching.
Big on mate.
Yeah, we got really good positive reviews actually for the channel. It's improved again. It would be if Dermo could actually not fuck up his OBS, but never mind. Anyway, let's big up to Jazz Fusion. I can see at the top. Become a member, Jazz. You were the first on. If you remember, I would have brought you on first. Become a member, 99p. It is as simple as that. Big up to John 68. Big up Dermo and Tequila. I will only believe when the sign-in vid comes out.
Wait till you see his next comment, Dermo.
Okay. Big up the Hot God 10. Big up James. Hope you're doing good evening, Dermot and chat. He's very serious. Good evening, Dermot and chat. If we don't get the players needed, plenty of fans at Tottenham Hotspur will be calling Enoch out. They have done this type of window too many times. Change needed.
Yep.
I said it, Tequila. I said it by the 1st of September. If we don't buy anyone in or buy somebody of significant quality, I'm then Levy out.
Well, those are two different things. Will we bring somebody in? Yeah. I will be shocked if you bring no one in. But the key word you used there, Dermo, was significant quality.
Yeah. Relax, people. We're not in the last 8 hours of the window. No, but we will. It's 7 o'clock it closes this year, isn't it?
I'm gonna miss all those Sky reporters outside at 11 p.m. in the dark, hoping they don't get mugged. Depending on where
she would send you down to Tottenham this year. She would send you down.
I would only agree to go if Harry Redknapp could come back just for that one night, man, to be our manager, just so I could do that, so I could talk to him through the car window. That's what
I'm sure. I know Mr. Brady's in the chat. I'm sure, Mr. Brady, we need to do a Harry Redknapp type interview. Don't we, with Mr. Brady? I think that has to be done. So big up to you, Giant. Big up to Spurs TV as well. Big up to you as well. Big up talking about the devil. Here he is, back from his little holiday. Hope he had a lovely time in Germany, sir. And I look forward to hearing all about it. We will make signings. 3 weeks left. No need to panic. I think he is right in a way, isn't he, Tequila? There is no need to panic, but isn't it human nature to panic?
Philip's right, technically, but because this is, let's be honest, Philip knows this more than me. But this is not Levy's first radio. We tend to know what this pattern is. And normally, with the exception of Van der Vaart, on deadline day, it normally doesn't go that great for us. Let's be honest.
It doesn't. I want to say big up to you, Philip. Big up to Joe as well. Big up, Joe. Big up to Connor Next, my Celtic cousin. Hope you're doing well. Big up to Joe. It says, big up Eze comes in. Isn't it a 10 out of 10 window? I think Eze and a left winger and a striker, then it becomes a 10 out of 10 window. Get Eze in. It goes from a 5 to an 8 to me.
Yeah, I'm much less. I'm harder to please, as people must realize by now. If Eze come, that would put up to about a 6 for me. To get a 10 out of 10, we would need to get like four or five top quality players. We need to spend about another 200 million, and we're not going to do that.
Big up to John 68. Big up Tequila. Has Dermot delivered your 3/4 million fancy gift? It's gone. It's fine.
The answer is no. He was going to take me to Taco Bell. That just didn't cut it for me, Like I say, I'm not quite that cheap. Yeah, give it time.
Would you take a steak dinner with champagne?
Yeah, but I'd need like some fancy gifts afterwards. Like, I don't know, at least like an Amazon voucher or something,
Well, I was going to give it to you. I am not going to spoil it now, but I'm telling you now. You are getting a private message from Levy.
Oh, well, I'm definitely in then. Can I have 5 minutes in a room with just me and him? Do I get to have that? That's
being planned. He wants to wine you, dine you for the Burning game. Big up to Corey boy. Sup, gents. Big up to Corey. Hog 10 says if Eze comes in, it's an 8 out of 10. Philip Brady says still here waiting for the flight. Oh, bless you, Philip. Big up to Jessica as well. Big up to you, Jessica. She said she thinks we need a 10, a centre forward and a left winger. Big up to you, Jessica. Great to see you win, actually. Big up to Hot God 10-9 if we get Lookman. Lookman's going to AC Milan, I think.
Wasn't Arsenal in for him as well?
Yeah, he's not going to Arsenal.
Okay.
Do you know I was watching an Arsenal fan channel last night? I was watching Bobby's channel, actually. Big up to you, Bobby, you're watching. I was so depressed watching it, Tequila. All talking about, all I can see in the chat, we're getting Eze. How great would it be for Eze to say, wake up Monday morning, Fabrizio, here we go, Eze to Spurs?
How great would it be? Oh, well. I can't think of more of a perfect player considering the injury we've just had. Like he could cover those. He could cover if Levy really wanted. If Levy didn't want to buy 2 players, right, for that position, then at least get Eze who can cover both. At the very least, that should be what we do.
Yeah. I've just seen what Phillips put in the chat. Oh Lord. Oh, dearie me. Big up to you, Mr. Brady. Oh, have you read it, Tequila?
Yeah. I don't know if you should bring it up or not. Probably not. But
I'm not. I'm sorry for that, but I know what you're getting at. Yeah. Big up to Colin. He says all club signings should be done before the start of the season. Totally agree. Hog got 10 out of 10. Paz. I think that's Paz, Eze, Lookman, and the striker. I think Lookman's going to AC Milan in my head. Maybe I'm wrong. Big up Simon, Inter Milan. That's where he's going, Inter Milan. Big up Simon, and then big up to Christopher Inshaw. I think if Tottenham go in there, the scum will bid too. Well, I think they already think they're getting them. Right. Now, guys, we're going to, look, we are going to get to the transfer stuff in a minute, but what I wanted to do is really start on the Levy and Enoch, and I think it has to be brought up. I think it's a conversation that has to be had, that every window, we seem to be in the same situation. And I've put together a little bit of, red smoke. He is the picture he's picked. Seriously. No disrespect to you, Red Smoke. You know, welcome as an Arsenal fan. You're welcome. Banter's welcome as long as they're respectful. But could you have picked a better player to put on your picture instead of that traitorous Irish son of a gun? Apparently, Arsenal are 4-6 to get Eze. You've got no chance. Well, all right. He says flight's been called. I'm off.
Have a safe trip, Philip.
Mr. Brady. Have a safe trip. Let me know when you're back. Apparently, he says I can't say but he said this trip, Dermot didn't. This trip didn't. I do didn't. No jokes. This trip, Dermot, didn't I do well? You did very well. Yeah, you did very well. And he says, facts, move on, guys. Look, it ain't done. It ain't over till it's over. And that's my sort of reason on it. Right. Now, Tequila, overview of the transfer debt. He's gonna parachute out over Wexford.
Why not?
Why not? Pop in, Philip. Why not? I'm sure Ryanair or Aer Lingus.
Make sure you record it for YouTube and we can put it up as a short, Philip.
Yeah. Yeah, with a big sign, Eze come to Spurs. Now 337 million owed in transfer payables at the end of the 23-24 season, Decala, making Spurs the second highest in Premier League for this type of debt. The figure includes what's owed to Tottenham. Example, money yet to receive from player sales. Tottenham net transfer debt, the difference between payable and receivable stood at 272 million, which is the largest gap in the league. More current data from summer 2025 indicates the club still owes over 330 million euro in unpaid transfer fees, much of which is due around the same period. Historically, by late 2023, Spurs owed about 252 million, which is now increased substantially. I mean, Tequila, I mean, to on the transfer debt alone, are you surprised how frugal Levy is that we're in this sort of of a debt. But if you look at FFP and PSR, we can spend those. We're fine. So, does this sort of transfer debt worry you?
Not with the new stadium, because the new stadium, as we all know, is kind of a money printing machine.
Yeah.
I think one of the things I do take from it, though, at least my first reaction, I guess, is like, we owe all that money, and with all due respect to the players we've got, shouldn't our team be so much better than it is?
Yeah, it should. It should.
It just registered in my mind about how much of that debt we've actually overpaid for, in my opinion, quite average Premiership players, and how we've just overpaid, and how, like, if you're spending that much. So, I mean, Levy gets criticism by me as well that he doesn't spend, and I don't think that's probably accurate. It's where the money goes. The two things for Levy, quickly on Levy, I know we're going to talk about him in a bit. Two things. It's the wages that lets us down, and it's the recruitment of the right players that lets us down. The actual money numbers itself, we spend about 150 million every year, which is kind of what I'd expect. And I think this season will probably be the same. That's why I think there will be more signings, because we're nowhere near that 150 million we normally spend. So,
I mean, look, if you go, this is sort of the amount, and you look at the Eze deal we're trying to get, details amount, total owned in transfer payables is 337 million euro, 23-24 data, net transfer debt 272, summer 25 outstanding fees over 330 million. We still owe less than 26.7 million for the Maddison deal. Other structured deals, multiple clubs, installments owed. 21 to 25, this is our PSR, by the way, over the 3-year period. We spent over 116.9 million. We had an income of 107.6 million. That's a net spend over the 3-year period, Tequila, of 609.3 million.
So you put 2001. Was that meant to be 2021 demo?
No, that's from 2001 to 2000. That's the whole ENIC era.
Okay, I thought. Okay, right, I understand now.
So they've spent over 100. They've spent over 100 million. They've got in on 100 million, but we have net spent 609.3 million. If you look at players like Eze, who we should be getting, have we spent badly over the 24 years? To me, that proves we have.
I think that we spent quite wisely when we were chasing the Champions League dream, right before we ever got in there. I think we made decent signings, especially when it came to a lot of the youth players, Modric, Bale. Young players that ended up being world-class players, right? Most of them don't. So we had great scouting to actually pick up those players, right?
Yeah.
Since then, though, our track record, I'll include Walker in that as well, actually. Add Kyle Walker into that as well. But other than those three that stand out for me, our track record other than that has been bad. So I think it's been a kind of a bit of a curve. I think that we started off not bad, and then we've actually gotten worse. As the 25 years, especially the last, I think the recruitment demo, the last 5 years has been pretty bad.
Been dreadful. Yeah. It really has been. Look, and this is another bit as well, the cost on sack of managers. Now, if you look, we've had, 14 managers in 25 years.
Yeah.
We have spent out 51.3 million on payouts to managers in the 24 years. Now, if you go for this one, now this is Pochettino. He's the longest manager we've had, apart from Harry Redknapp. So if you look at his league position where he finished, Tequila 5th, 3rd, 2nd, 3rd, 4th Cup semi-finals, a couple of semi-finals, and a couple of League Cup finals, and I think 2 League Cup finals and 2 FA Cup semi-finals, Champions League final, whatever. It's there. His spend year when he was in charge between May 2014 to when he got sacked in November 2019 was 452.9 million. The income we got that from player sales was 335 million. So the net spend for his 5 years in charge was 117.9. Now he got a 12.5 million pound payout, widely reported, based on an 8.5 million annual salary. 1.5 years was left on his contract. Now, you may have argued over Poch that it's all about winning trophies. For me, it's about being successful. That's why Ange, I think, was more successful than Pochettino. But you come from a different point where you look at that, you look at the league standings and the competitions. You have a different perspective, which I think them facts sort of back you up. When you look at it on the screen, Tequila, the facts back you up your argument, really, don't they?
If and a lot of people agree with you, not all. Some people do agree with me, of course. It's very close. A lot of people is 100% trophies first and everything else way second. And I understand. I do get it. For me, there's something called respect. I've mentioned it. I want to respect my team, and I know that people are. We don't really want to be talking about the old manager, but I didn't respect Spurs last season. I didn't. No. Even though we won a trophy, I couldn't respect the team. That's me. That's true. And I put more weight on the 17th finish. Other people, and I know that it's been spoken that maybe the not age very much, Dermot, because I'm not that much younger than you. But as far as a Tottenham fan, I am younger than you because I was a late bloomer with football just in general. So I've only been following. All I know is the Levy era. Poor me, but that's all I know. So I'm going to view it slightly differently.
I'm glad you just know the Levy era, because under the Scholar era, we bought players all right. We spent money, but we nearly went bust doing it. So I'm glad you only know the Levy era, and I mean that in the nicest possible way.
But it's like when you look at the amount of money we've spent on the managers we've sacked, it's kind of, I think maybe other than Chelsea, I think Chelsea are the only team who's gone through more managers than us. I think. I could be wrong. I'm not even looked up on any stats. That's just me going over memory of all the teams over the years. I think Chelsea's the only one that has fired more managers than us.
Yeah, I think so. There's loads of people in the chat tonight. The chat is actually humping. There's 119 people watching us, Tequila, tonight. 76 on YouTube and 43 over on X, guys. Do come over if you're on X. Pop on over. Hit the like button. Hit the subscription button. Guys, if you are watching, do hit that subscription button, please. We're on the march. We would love to get to 2,200 by the start of the season, and we want to start there so we can really kick on and reach 3K before the end of next year. Please do. Now, I know we're not supposed to bring members up, Tequila, but I do have a star from I am starring. Big up to DJ as a member as well. I am starring the questions. So, guys, any questions you want to ask, put them in and I'll star them. Because I think this is all about you guys as well, isn't it, Tequila? This is not about us yapping. If you're members, put your question, bring it up. If you're not a member, grab a membership.
Then you can you can dictate the kind of the course of discussion.
Yeah. But also, if you're not a member, if you don't want to sign up a membership, send in an old super chat. Do you know?
Yeah.
Do it that way if you want. Or a super sticker. It helps us grow. It helps keep Tequila in the life he's become accustomed to.
Yeah,
it really does. Yeah. Damn right. He asked for. He's taken over from. Simon Cohen's got breaking news. Yeah, I'm waiting, Simon.
I'm getting a feel of sarcasm, but let's see what he says.
Yeah. Tomorrow is Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, big up to you, Simon. She's in. Donna Collins in.
Nice to see Donna. Glad to see that she's been spending her time well.
Yeah. 1K says one thing that's concerning is because we are going to talk about Bentancur's contract at 1K, so don't worry. I want to talk about that. I am worried about that as well, by the way. Very worried. Then we have Mourinho. He was only in for just over a year, Tequila. 15 million payout and sacked before cup final. He had 2 years left on his contract. Then we had Antonio Conte. He was in just over a year as well. Total fees paid 236 million he spent on players. Total income from player sales 81 million. So he had a net transfer spend of 155 million. Mourinho had a net spend of 144.5 million. So, they were back in manager, and then of course Ange Postecoglou. Now he was there for a year and 4 months. We had 3 transfer windows. Now in the entire tenure he was there, he spent 526.5 million.
Right.
Now the first window, right? Now will you agree with me? The first window was a good window when you bought in the likes of Mickey van der Ven, Vicario, and players like that.
You mean when Paratici scoured the Serie A and got those players? Yeah.
Yeah.
But one thing I will say, Dermo, and I'm actually going to defend Ange here. Hold on a sec. I need to take a shower.
Well, hang on. Hang on. I'm going to take this down and need to. Are you feeling okay?
What I was going to say is it's hard to compare. Obviously, Ange is the latest manager, and all the fees are higher. So when looking at lesser managers, older managers such as Redknapp, even Pochettino, right? The transfer the fees have gone crazy. So that needs to be taken into account as well. So when we say 500 million for Ange, you got to remember that what the equivalent of that might have been for your average player in the market when Redknapp was in charge. Obviously, significantly different. And even when Pochettino was in charge, it was nowhere near as crazy as it is nowadays. So that also, when comparing. There you go. That's the closest you'll get to me defending Ange. Right? Just to say that.
So if you look at that transfer window, nearly 500,000 he spent, over 500,000 his entire tenure. Can you name me 3 players that you think we should never have bought? I know Big Bad One says Johnson is one of them. Kulu and Bentancur came under Conte.
Yeah.
Did Romero come under Conte or did Romero come under Nuno?
It was the same summer as it was Paratici's first signing. I'm sure Romero is Paratici's.
I'm sure it was. Maybe one guy can let me know. I want to say big up to. I'll bring these up to Kayla. These are lovely ladies. We are going to get you on the show, girls. JSY Talk Sport. I are absolutely. Brilliant to do.
Great banter, and they're also not biased. They watch an awful lot. I've seen some of their shows. They watch an awful lot of different footballs. They cover a lot of teams. So
they do. JSY, pick up a membership. Come on. Me and Tequila would love to have you on the Saturday show, wouldn't we, Tequila?
Yeah,
we'd love to get the girls on. I'm giggling away like I really watch that. Their shows can go a little bit over 18, but when it does go over 18,
you'll have to come after 9, Dermo, if you're going to do that show, probably.
Yeah, definitely. But no, big up, girls. Hope you're doing well and keep up the great work. And we as a channel will support you. So big up to you. She's laughing. I can just see her on the floor now, just laughing around. She's all her mates said, "What are you laughing at?" Tequila and Dermo are being funny. Come on, 97 watching, only 25 likes. Right, how many likes do we want tonight? Set a target, Tequila, for us.
Oh, for at 25, we want 50 then, don't we? Let's be greedy, shall we?
Yeah, 50. 50 likes. We've got Big Brother wrong. I'm sorry I'm doing this, Tequila. You can shoot me afterwards, but there's some really good comments here by some of the non-members, so I'm going to have to bring some of them up.
It won't be me who shoots you. You know he'll be the one who shoots us both. It won't be
I know, but look, some of these like Dombele, Richarlison, Johnson, Solanke, Gray, Hill, Gray, Tell, Odebot can go into the bin, he says.
I don't agree with all of them, but I agree with a lot of them. No.
Yeah. Maddison, Porro, Romero, Van der Ven in that order, Paratici. Big up to your 1K. Look, I want to talk about Bentancur. His contract is up he can go anywhere he wants in January. Are you surprised he hasn't signed a new contract for Spurs yet? Are you worried? I am worried.
Yes, and I think we should be worried. I'm a little bit surprised that Levy hasn't sold him. I can't say all this rhetoric as I often do about how Levy sees players as assets and how he wants to get as much money back, and then to let somebody's contract. I mean, he didn't let Kane's contract run out, did he? Yeah. So it looks like, unless somebody comes in really late for Bentancur, which could happen, It looks like that he's going to be staying for this, which means we won't get anything back. Because I do this. Dermo, any player is going to want to take the Bosman rule because he gets them more wages. So I'm not going to be angry at him. It's Spurs' fault really for even not saying you sign a contract, mate, or we're going to flog you, right? Which obviously we probably haven't done because he hasn't signed the contract, and it looks like he's probably not going to be sold unless someone comes in for him late. So again, it's down to, unfortunately, bad management at the board level or the director of football, whoever is responsible for getting these contracts signed.
Lang.
If it's then that's fine. Lang. Then you need to sell him. We're probably too scared to sell him because the truth of the matter is, guys, is that now that Maddison's out, he's probably our most creative midfielder. I don't think he's that creative, by the way, but he probably is the most creative midfielder we've got. That's a worrying thing. So.
Yeah, I always call him the Uruguayan general because I feel he brings calmness to that midfield. He brings that bit of balance we need. And I think we missed him last year when he was injured. But you're right, we need to tie him down now. You can move forward to Brennan Johnson. Look, I'm Brennan Johnson's biggest fan, right? And to a lot of people, he's very frustrating to watch. And I know he frustrates you, Tequila.
Yeah.
I agree with you, he's not a winger.
No.
So where do you move him to? Do you move him into this is Thomas Frank's sort of like to-do list, I think. Does he move Johnson into an inside forward like Big Bad Ron suggesting in the chat? Do you think you can get more out of it? Because look, doing what Johnson does, being in the right place at the right time is it's a skill set in itself. Now, if you look at all the best strikers in the world that sit in that 6-yard area, that's what they do, Tequila. And I think Johnson is that type of player.
Okay, then my reply to that is, right, so basically, I don't know if this terminology is still used anymore, but it certainly was years ago. He's a poacher.
He is a poacher. That's his job.
Right then. So then let me ask you this. In Andy's system, was there a place for a poacher? I don't think there was. In Frank's system, is there a place? I'm not sure there is either, because we play normally with one up front. I think for him to play as that poacher, I believe we need to play 2 up front, and we don't. That's my problem, because he doesn't fit on the wings.
I get what you're saying. No, so he's more of a squad player than he is as a starter. Then I think if you look at
I don't think he can run. I don't think he can hold the line. He's not physical enough to where he can. I don't believe personally that in a 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1, he can be the tip of the spear. I don't think he's that kind of player. He needs to be alongside someone like a Solanke or someone of that ilk, right?
Yeah,
and more of a target man, right? He needs to play off the target man, and he gets the poacher's goals. You're right, Dermo. His best attribute, okay, he's not a slow player. He's got a little bit of pace, but his main attribute for me is his timing runs into the box. He's good at that. That is his best asset.
He is good at that.
Yeah, that's his best asset. But in order for that to work in the systems that we're playing currently, he needs someone else next to him. But that's not going to happen, Dermo, because we're already short on strikers as it is.
Problem is, we're missing Kulu. We don't know when he's going to come back. We're going to miss Maddison possibly for the season. I reckon he's out for the season, you know. I know 7 months. So you're looking at the start of next season, right? And I'm gutted for him because of the World Cup's the end of this year as well. But if you look at the strikers we have got, Solanke and Richarlison, right? Is Johnson better than Solanke and Richie? If you're going to play Johnson up front, right? Is he better than Solanke and Richie? He's better than Richie, and I think he's better than Solanke too. And I'm going to get shot down for that comment, but
right, I rate Richarlison really low, so I will give you that one. I don't think he's better than Solanke. I think he might be a better finisher than Solanke. I think he might he might have better timing, making those, as I said before, making those runs into the box. Yeah. I think some people call it off the ball or movement. He might be better than Solanke at that.
Yeah.
But Solanke is better than everything else than him, in my opinion, of course.
Yeah.
So I'd put, if you want to class Johnson as a striker, I'd put him as our second best striker. But that's because I really don't know what Richie does other than run around. So
I mean, Richie for me, I think he needs, if he wants World Cup football next year for Brazil, then he has to go somewhere else to get it. I just think it is. Guys, big up to JSY Talks Football becoming a YouTube member. Big up to you, girls.
Thank you, my dear.
Thank you so much. You've become a bronze member as well. Big up. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Guys, there is over there is 108 of you watching here live on YouTube on our channel. Come on, hit that subscribe button. Get them memberships if we can. They help us grow because we really do want to grow. But big up to you. Thank you, honey, so much. It means a lot to me and Tequila. Thank you so much. And you get to come on the member shows as well. We look forward to that. Make sure it's after 9 o'clock. 1K says here, Tequila, if only we could sign both Eze and Leo as an interchangeable 3 with Kudus behind Solanke, that would that'd be some attack force, wouldn't it? Yeah, Eze and Leo, and interchangeable with Kudus. I mean, what a front four that
it would be. But that means you think Spurs are going to spend what 120 million plus the wage bill. They're going to want what at least. I think Raphael is on like 110 or something, so he'll want a little bit of a pay rise, and God knows what Eze will ask for. He'll ask for a lot, especially if there's going to be multiple clubs in for him. So basically, we could be looking at 150k each for them. Be honest now, guys. Do you think Daniel Levy's going to spend 125 million in fees and add 300k to the wage bill? Honestly,
that's the problem. We're not. It's the wages, isn't it? That is the problem.
Of course, it is.
And you look right. Here we go. This is what broke last night, guys. The Alistair Go broke. Eze the Spurs ? It went everywhere, didn't it? It went viral.
Yeah.
They are suggesting around people at Crystal Palace who are expecting Tottenham Hotspur to make an approach for central attacking midfielder for Eze. Now, we broke about 2 months ago, didn't we, Tequila? Or was it a month ago? That the deal was 95% done for Eze with Tottenham.
We were favourites. We were favourites for a while. Near the start of the beginning of the window, we were favourites for him,
but we then suddenly went quiet. We allowed Arsenal then to come in. What's the Jensen? That's your opinion. I don't take women's opinion serious. I don't take women's.
Wow.
Well, that's it. Well, I'm sorry, you're out of it. Sorry, that's gone. We do apologise, Jessica. Tequila, do you want to say anything, Jessica? I think as a channel, we humbly apologise.
I hope he was joking. He could have been joking, but it's still, if you are joking, you've got to kind of make it look like you're joking, or don't say it at all. But it's not. Yeah. Sorry.
Sorry. We don't take shit like that in here.
I can appreciate dark humor, but it's how you do it as well.
That wasn't dark humor. I'm sorry. I don't think so. Boy, say big up to Dan as well. Big up Dan. Big up Domo and Tequila. Big up Daniel 90. You're Europa League champions, and Arsenal will never sing that. Right. So I'm so looking forward to North London this year singing that. The last time I disagreed with my wife, I got the cold shoulder for the month. Believe me, if I disagreed with Mrs. Tron, I'd be 6 foot under. And you know that as well as I do, Tequila, to be fair.
She's the boss, Steve. You know that.
She's the boss. Yeah, she's the boss. Big up to you, Mrs. Tron. She's not in the room. Hey, Mrs. Tron, hello. Hope you're not watching. I'm in trouble if you are. So, look, this went flying around last night that Tottenham are now back into him. I was at the Palace game last season, Tequila, and it looks like he wants to come to Spurs. He loves Tottenham. Do you think that, look, I'm going to say it now. Do you think he wanted to come to Spurs because of the Ange effect? Do you think that has something to do with it? Why he's now turned ahead and Arsenal sort of turning his head? Or do you think Thomas Frank can come in and say, no, still come to us. I can offer you this. And now he's going to get guaranteed football, isn't he, with Maddison now injured? He's going to be the number one person we're going that.
I don't know. I mean, a Big Band Rom's put it in the chat. I've heard stuff like this before, and I'm not saying he's wrong. I've heard a lot of people say he's an Arsenal fan and stuff like that. So look, I don't know if he is an Arsenal fan. That's true. If he is an Arsenal fan, then of course that's going to give Arsenal leverage. If he's looking at it just from game time, of course he's going to get more time at Spurs, especially now with Maddison. It's like he'll be probably the first name on the team sheet if he were to come to Spurs. Let's be honest. Now considering our creative woes, what I'm scared of, Dermo, is that it's an agent ploy to get Spurs maybe to make a bid. So then Arsenal will say, "On mate, we'll come in for you properly now. By the way, you want an extra 100k on your wage packet." And don't say it can't happen. That we've seen it all the time. We know it easily.
We have.
That worries me because and it's agents who generally do it, right? Let's not be naive here. The players instruct the agents to do these things because they want to make the most money, right? It's a career, right? Let's not get carried away and let's not be naive. So the players aren't innocent in this, but it's the agents who will do these kind of things. Send out some false. I'm not saying that it's lies. I'm sure that we would be in for Eze. I'm sure as a club, of course, we would want Eze. Why would you not? But it could be just a ploy, and we've been used before more often than I'd like to get better deals for other players.
I think Newcastle have been used quite a lot this window as well.
Yes. Yeah, they have.
Which is quite funny.
More than most. Yeah.
More than most. A few people are putting some good stuff, Eze stuff in the chat. So we'll go for Liston Haynes. Big up to you, Liston. Hope you're doing well. Is there even a space? I mean, he makes a good point. Is there even space for Eze at Arsenal? Is he going to be number one contention with the two players that got Odegaard in there and they got the other new player that brought in? I think Arsenal have enough creativity within their squad. Are you really going to prepare to go and sit on the bench and get a number of games, or do you want to go into a club where the team's going to be built around you? Do you get my point? Why would you want to do that? I know money talks, but surely some self-pride. If Eze wants to get into the World Cup squad for the World Cup, and you know, right, Tottenham are offering me guaranteed game time, I'm going to go to Arsenal and I'm going to be in and out the team. Common sense should actually just say, hang on a minute, I'm going to Spurs.
It depends on what the player's priorities himself is. When it comes to money, to be honest, he's going to get paid well no matter where he goes. Let's be honest again. Arsenal pay better wages than we do. If it's just money, he'll go to Arsenal. A career, you're right about the World Cup, but also his actual domestic career as well. Has he got more chance winning something with Arsenal than Spurs? Now, granted, I know what Dermot's going to say. Last year we won a cup, Arsenal didn't. I get it, and he's right. But
you know me so well.
Yeah, and I know, and he's right, and I can't deny that that's actually true. But from an outside source, there's no way that most players are going to think that they've got more chance of winning a trophy at Spurs overall than Arsenal. And unfortunately, we don't like it, but it's true. But you do make a point that he will play more at Spurs. So it's going to be up to what he values, Dermo. If it's money, he'll choose Arsenal. If it's just winning titles and that's all that matters to him, he'll choose Arsenal. If it's his personal, like getting into the World Cup squad, he could choose
Tottenham.
Yeah.
Right. So, and like 1K says, he has this suspicion, so do I, that Paratici is working his magic. I reckon Paratici working on the Eze deal, the Leno deal. He says, I have suspicion that Paratici is working on Leo, and land on Eze. Just my feeling. Do you think Paratici is suddenly working behind the scenes now? He's been let loose since the Maddison injury.
I hope so.
And he said to Daniel Levy, right, let me do my job. Let me get to work. Do you think that's what he said? I hope so.
I hope so. And what's the gentleman? Is it Pata? Is that the name? The 21-year-old attacking midfielder that we looked at. That's got Paratici written all over it. Whenever I see these players from the Italian league that normally Spurs would have never been in for many years ago, they never would have really considered it.
No,
it's Paratici. So if we're after some of these players, that's Paratici for sure.
It is. Stacey, that's the girl that works with Jess on the on JOS. Jet Stacey. I like Stacey. She's really funny. So look, where are you going with this out of 10 to get this done?
Well, to Spurs. 5. I really think it's 50-50, dude. I do.
I do you know what? I think it can happen. I do. I think it can happen.
It feels like a coin flip because it's not one of those impossible signings. This is not like Rodrigo, guys.
No,
this is not an impossible signing. This is a
do
guy.
You think he's heading to? Do you think he's heading to Arsenal, Rodrigo?
Maybe that's why they haven't bid for Eze yet. Maybe it's like they're going to try for a bigger fish. With all due respect to Eze, they're going to try for a bigger fish first. But if they don't land him, then maybe we should all be wanting Rodrigo to go to Arsenal. If you catch my drift, because that might clear the way for Spurs to go in for Eze. Because if Eze doesn't get any better options, and I know people won't like this because they think I'm dissing Spurs. I'm trying to look at it from his perspective. If he doesn't get any better options, he'll probably say, okay, then I'll take Spurs then. Rather than staying at Palace, with all due respect to Palace. I know they won the FA Cup, right? But they've sold, but with all due respect to Palace. So basically, we should hope that Arsenal get Rodrigo. Yeah,
I hope so. Look, big up to Jessica. Says question is forbidden injury has not in the City squad for defending. I don't know if he is. There was talk today about I had it down here. I think it's one of the ones I put down. Here we go. Tottenham accelerate. This is from the Spurs web, by the way. Tottenham accelerate. James Maddison talks after Nightmare James. Now he's another player that we could get that could play probably in anywhere across the front three. Now it's revealed not long ago by Fabrizio Romero that City are looking for a fee in the region of 42.5 million if they're up to part ways with their academy. Look, we know the transfer money is crazy, Tequila. We know up to even 4 years ago, some of these players wouldn't be worth this much. But I like McAtee. I watched him a bit last season for Man City, and I think he's a very good footballer. He's a good young lad. Could you imagine him playing anywhere across the front three with Eze? So you're probably playing McAtee if you can play in the left, Eze in the middle, Kudus down the right.
The thing is, for that, if 42 million was the price, Raphael Leao is rumored to be a similar price, and with all due respect, I think most of us would choose Leao over this guy McAtee.
Would you?
Yeah.
Would you?
Yeah. You should be. I mean, we all think that because Cole Palmer is being a sensation, they're not all going to be Cole Palmer.
No.
I think that's what we're kind of maybe thinking. We're going to get ourselves a Cole Palmer. I'm not saying the kid's bad. From what I've seen of him, which granted isn't tons, but from what I've seen of him, from what I know, he seems like a decent player. And using Archie Gray as an example, it's more or less the same amount we pay for Archie Gray, and you could say that this lad is much further along in his development. At least he's played in the Premiership. When we got Gray for 42 million, he was still playing for Leeds. He'd never played in a Premiership. So...
Archie Gray's a weird one for me because the talent's there. Yeah. But do you feel he got a bit stifled last season under Ange? For momentum for him.
I just think that he's got a bit of an identity crisis, and I don't mean that as a person. I mean that as a footballer. I don't think
where his best position is.
Yeah, and I think somebody needs to choose. Somebody needs to choose one, either Frank or him or whatever, or together. Choose a position and stick to it. That doesn't mean he can't play other positions, but choose a primary position. Under Ange, it seemed like that was at centre half more often than not. I'm not convinced generally for him at centre half. I think maybe fullback. This is just my personal opinion. Other people will say he's a 6, or some people even said play him as an 8. This is the problem. This is the problem.
He doesn't know, because we played him in so many positions last season. He doesn't know. And again, Tequila, if you look at the squad size, that was down to Levy's bad. Look, I'm sick on death of... Look, Levy should get the blame full stop for everything that happens at Tottenham. I agree with you on that, right? Okay. I'm not going to argue with that, because you know me, I was always trying to be down the middle when it came to Levy. And I've always tried to be, and I've always tried to be respectful for people's opinion. And me have had plenty of debates on here, Tequila, about Levy, where we've come at it from different sides. And I think we've learned a bit off each other over the years, nearly 2 years we've been working together now, of our views on Levy. And I think there's a respect of our opinions on that, and I think you can agree with that, isn't there? There is a respect for our opinions on Levy.
I understand a lot more from the older fans who are not as anti-Levy as I am, because as you've said to me earlier on, you've seen a club in dire straits financially. But for fans like myself, I'm not a young fan, but for fans who only know the ENIC era, you should understand why I think the majority of them are going to be Levy out, because we've seen it, and that's all we've ever seen. And if nothing else, for no other reason, Dermo, don't you think you need fresh ideas every so often?
Yeah, you do. I mean, you look at the years we had under Alan Sugar, and you look at the years we've had under Alan Sugar. Stabilized the club. Levy's taken it to the next level, and as much as I sometimes don't agree with Simon Jordan, I agree with what he said on TalkSport last week or the week before. He says Tottenham Hotspur is a massive spaceship which needs a new captain. And I agree with that. I think Levy's taken it as far as he can go. Now, why he hasn't gone, I think it's his ego. I think it's his ego that he won't let his baby go. He won't let the what he's built go. And I think he needs to go. And if you stay too long in one place, like he has for nearly 20, he's our longest serving owner in the Premier League. I think it was said in a Batman film, if you stay long enough being the hero,
you become the villain. Yeah.
You become the villain.
Yeah.
And I think he's now quickly, he was never a hero to begin with. And I think after Matt and Yoel, he was a villain to everyone. But do you get the point I'm trying to make?
I do. The thing is, Dermo, is that you say that he's not a hero, and most of us probably feel that way. I know there's some fans who do think that he's amazing. That's fair enough. But if you listen to the overlap interview of Gary Neville, one of the things Gary Neville asked him was, "Do you think you get the?" It was worded like, "Do you think you get the respect you deserve and everything?" And he was like, "Not right now, no. But after I'm gone, maybe then they'll realize how well I've done." Is what he was insinuating. That doesn't say to me somebody who actually thinks that he's doing a bad job. If you ask Daniel Levy if he's doing a good job, he thinks he's doing a very good job.
Do you think that's true though? Do you think he will get more praise when he leaves in years to come?
It depends on who takes over and how well they do. If whenever the day comes, and it will come eventually, Father Time catches us all. Eventually, he will go, and whoever takes over from them, if they have success after that period, he'll be remembered probably badly. There'll still be some people who say, "Well, hold on, Levy laid the foundations," and maybe that might be a fair thing. If we end up that our stadium generates all this money and we put it all towards the team, then Levy can stand up a little bit and said, "That was my contribution. I got in the stadium." If we fail after he goes, it will look very good for Levy, because it'll be like, "Well, hold on a second, these guys were even worse than Levy was, so Levy did know what he was doing." Levy can't really lose. Very smart man is Daniel Levy.
No, guys, I'm gonna put a poll in the chat. This is it now, guys. What would be a good end to the window? For window W for you. So let me take that. So you've got 4 options here. So 4 players. And then of course sorry, I can't spell. And then we'll go to 3. Just have a look at the chat there for a minute, Tequila, while I do this. Sorry.
Big up to Cuva 99. Says big up Dermo Tech and all in the chat. Hope you're well, Cuva. Jess, I think, is Cuva your hubby? I learn something every day. Cuva, you didn't tell me about that one.
Is he married?
I don't think they're actually married, Dermo. No, they could be. I don't know. I have to ask.
He's kept that quiet.
Yes, that's just why. Maybe something's gone down. Congratulations, guys. Big up to Jula. Jula's in here as well. Not seen you in a while, Jula. Hope you're well.
Oh, big up, Jula. How you doing? Big up. I hope Auntie Ellie's all right. I hope Auntie Ellie. Tell her to give me a text, a WhatsApp. We have to get Auntie Ellie on here as a guest. Get her back on Talking Spurs.
Remember, guys, if you want your chats to show up, you have to grab a membership. These are our new little rules. We'll still talk to you guys. I'm not going to stop doing that, but you will.
It was one of the things that came with the review, wasn't it?
Pretty much. They told us off for it.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
Big up Hog God
Oh,
as
look.
well.
Look, it is. Look, he is. They are married. Look.
Oh, well, congratulations.
Congratulations. When did that happen?
Don't know.
How come we didn't get an invite?
Yeah, I ain't getting an invite.
I didn't even get invited to the stag do.
No, me neither.
It's
only for Tree Vikings demo. You and me don't apply.
Well, I'm a Viking.
You are?
Yeah. You know you're an honorary Irishman, so you know we've adopted you into the Irish community.
I got pale skin. Me and you both got pale skin, so maybe that half counts. So
yeah. Do you know Cooper's Irish as well?
Cooper's not Irish. He's Scandinavian.
Yeah, he's Irish surname.
Julia was apparently Julia was one of the bridesmaids. So if everyone knows about this, except you and me, don't they? Fine.
That's just I know. Oh, hang on. Here is Jess dreamt that I was. Jess dreamt that she was married to me. What can I do? Let a lady. So there you go. I don't know. And then Corey says Coover was one of the guys who helped save my life. Yeah, I got nothing but respect for Coover. He was there for me when I was in a really dark place, and even last week when I wasn't great, I rang him up and he spent a good hour on the phone to me to talk to me I got all the respect in the world for Coover. Really do. Before we start crying and singing Humbaa Bay, let's go back talking Spurs. Hotgog 10 says, if we're not going for experienced players, I've been more than happy to bring in new young talent like Elliott, Paz, McAtee, unlike Tell, Archie Gray, who are behind in development. I think Elliott's going to Italy. I think.
You know what? That's a missed opportunity. I would have loved Harvey Elliott. Must be honest.
I do. I think Harvey Elliott's a very good player. I think Liverpool are mad letting them go, you know.
That just tells you how insane Liverpool's squad has got, by the way, that they're letting Harvey Elliott go and they're fine with it. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely. What about Paz? I wouldn't mind Paqueta. What's his name from West Ham, the player?
Paqueta.
Would you take him? Him and Eze together?
See, I don't know about both of them. I mean, I think I'd take just Eze. I don't think I'd take both. I think it would be one or the other, personally.
Yeah.
Unless we were 100% just going to stick Eze on the left and keep him there.
Yeah.
I don't think. I'm not sure both can play in the same team unless Eze plays on the left. And if that's the idea, then that's great. That's fine.
Yeah.
And then get them both.
What about Jessica, Eze, McAtee, and Vlahovic and the centre back? Now that I wouldn't mind that three. I don't think we need a centre. We need a left back.
I don't. Yeah, you change that to a left back, and I agree. I think centre half. I think we're actually probably okay. Even though Dragusin does worry me about him playing. I've got to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I'm not a massive fan of him or Davis. Let's put it that way. I think we've got 3 good centre halves, but that's it. And some kids
now. Yeah, this is from Last Word on Spurs. Abala El Akenonius. I'm sure Giroud, I have totally killed that, and you quite willingly can kill me if you like. Anyway, he could leave Leicester City before the summer window closes. Tottenham Hotspur are keen on the deal. The Moroccan international has a 22.5 million. I thought he was actually Greek, so that's why I was saying Drilla, because I know Ellie's Greek, so that I was a bit afraid but he's Moroccan, so sorry. Anyone from Morocco, I do apologize for killing. Don't worry, I even called one player Zimbabwe during the watch along, and I did it for the whole watch along, Tequila. I mean, it was only the game over.
It was so funny. We didn't want to tell you. We wanted you to keep it.
Yeah, it was only to the end. Somebody pointed out to me, Domo's name's not Zimbabwe. I mean, anyway, 22.5 million. He's got a 26 million relegation release clause. Although some interest clubs are speaking to Leicester City about a slightly higher package in order to gain more professional payment terms. Yay or nay for you, Tequila? Yeah, A or nay for you on this?
Nay, and not because I think he's a bad player. I just don't think he's the caliber of player.
Yeah.
If again, you need to tell me what the ambition is. If the ambition is honestly to get into that top 4 or 5, then no.
Yeah.
If is he better than what we've got? I think he's better than some of them. Yeah, that's the thing.
He'd be better than Ben Davies.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I mean, that's another thing that's got me. We look on the left side and we saw it. Big up, Drula. We saw for the Bayern Munich game, we got hammered down that left side, Tequila. I said it enough in the watch along, didn't I? We got absolutely hammered. And Ben Davies was run ragged down that left side. Are you shocked that he's outlasted Sonny and Kane? I mean, that says it all, doesn't it?
He's the elder statesman. I think the difference is that, with all due respect to Benny Boy, it's like the amount of offers he probably had to leave Tottenham probably pale in comparison to the amount of offers Kane and Son got.
Yeah,
let's put it that way. Bless him.
Yeah.
Why is he still here, Dermo?
I don't know, because he likes you.
Okay.
Now, guys, these bits of news we've got, these are all rumors until confirmed. So we are this is called the rumor mill. So this is something that me and Tequila, we get people put in the chat and we sort of, call it the rumor mill. So this is it. So the first one, Tequila, is Spurs have had a £40 million bid for Como striker Starlet.
Yeah, that's
Nico
the guy I was talking
Paz.
about. Yeah, Paz.
Yeah,
that's the guy,
rejected. Talks on going with the Don in full. Now, I think the latest on that is, I think he's still I think this one might happen out of, if I'm giving it out of 10, so I'll give this a 7. Out of 10, what do you reckon this happening?
I think this one's got some legs. The price point is probably
too much.
Well, can I see Levy paying for it? Yeah, he's young. He's 21, is he? 21, 22, Dermo. So he is at that the age that we all love. I think this one might have legs, and also Dermo, like I say, this has got Paratici written all over it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Just an update, 34 votes. So do vote on there's 100 and how many I know is in the chat. There's 144 of you. Come on, guys, hit that like button, hit that subscription button if you can for us, guys. But anyway, there's 144 in you. Hit that poll. Now at the moment, the poll is 8 minutes ago, 35 votes, Tequila. What would be a good end of the window? 4 players, 71%. 3 players, 17%, 2 players, 6%, and 1 player, 6%. So the majority, I'm not good with percentages, so do bear with me. So the percentages want 4 players. 71% of the people watching want 4 players, Tequila, and that would be a good end of the window.
Depends on the players. The thing is, guys, is that our strategy over the years has been a little bit of a scattergun approach. So let me ask the chat this. Would you prefer 4 players that cover those positions that we're weak in, of maybe the 20 to 25 million mark, or 2 players for 2 of those positions? I'll let you guys choose which 2 for 50 million each. I would go with the 2 players for 50. That's me.
Can I just say to Killy, we asked for 50 likes.
Did we hit them?
We got 61.
There you go then. Thank you, everyone. We are really appreciative getting that.
We don't want to stop there, do we?
We need to register 100 now, don't we? That's what they did.
100 now. Let's get 100 likes before the end of the show. Come on. Let's get 100 likes, guys, before the end of the show. Also, Berlin. Do you want to read this one out? Because I'm really going to botch the name of this.
See, I got my glasses on or not. Let me try if I can read this. Also, Bologna are negotiating for Brian. Sorry, I didn't realize that was going to be the comedy line. Brian Gills out for around 10 million, enough to deal. For around 10 million, enough to deal. The deal again. The Don working his magic. Also, Eze deal was picking up steam, and he could still move to Spurs with negotiations already
taking place. I was taking this from what was put into our members group last night. Now on Brian Hill,
how the mighty have fallen.
That will happen.
Wow, how the mighty have fallen. Brian Gill, and I remember
the 5th Beatle.
Yeah, and I remember people calling him Gil Messi and all stuff like that. I'm not throwing shade at them.
I did.
We all wanted him to be amazing.
Yeah.
It's ended up that he's not. So
no.
But that again, guys, that's another loss. How many of these players do we lose?
I blame Conte for that. I blame Conte for that.
I don't know. He didn't fit in the Premiership. He was too.
No,
he wasn't like Modric, right? He wasn't.
No,
we hoped he'd be a little bit like Modric, where he'd be able to adapt to the physicality. He just couldn't. It happens.
Now, look, he might be going out on loan with an obligation, which would turn into an option, with an option which would turn into an obligation to buy. So that's what might happen there with Bryan Gil. But yeah, he's in the last year of his contract as well.
Well, then, if that's true, right, I'll roll that back a little bit because I didn't realize he only had 1 year left. You know what? Then I guess that's the best you're going to get then if he's only got 1 year left.
If he is going out on loan, do you then get him to redo his contract for a further year? So he does. He's not a bad player. If you look how he played in Spain, or how he is a very good technical, very good player.
He's not suited. He's not suited for some players. He's not suited for the English league, which is unfortunately where the majority of our matches are going to be.
Yeah, I do you know what? I feel sorry for him because I think he had the talent to light up the Premier League if he beefed up a bit. I rarely do.
You do wonder if there was a bit of a ball dropped on him. Like surely someone. I mean, look, there's your frame is what your frame is, right? You can't help if you're not big built, right? But you're not telling me somebody they couldn't have got a fitness trainer or a personal trainer maybe said to him, okay, let's create a proper weightlifting regimen for him so that at least he can get a bit more muscle.
Yeah.
You can't, without artificial help, he's not going to become a Dharma or stuff like that. But you know what I mean?
Personally, I think he should be sent round to Ali's house and she would have fed him up.
Yeah, he needs some proper sandwiches in him, didn't he?
Yeah. Maybe Giroud can agree with me. Maybe he needed to be sent to Auntie Ellie's house and fed up. As I've been told, Ellie makes the best food in Tottenham, apparently.
Apparently. So yeah. I say.
Dave Harris said to me she makes great food.
Making me hungry, Demo.
Yeah, I'm hungry too. Right, and the funner bit now. Look, again, as we call this rumor mill, this is a rumor. This is not confirmed, but Harry. One final bit. It says Harry Kane tipped to return to Spurs in January on a 58 million. Now, that is true. We know that in January he can be bought for 58 million. Tottenham do hold a buyback clause that they get first option. If Bayern Munich are going to let him go, right, and they want to replace him with new strikers, and Tottenham, are still in the Champions League, and he can see improvement under Thomas Frank, do you think Levy might be thinking, hang on, if we can get to January, and get somebody in, but we bring Harry Kane back, do you think... Would you want Harry Kane to come back?
Yes. I can't look. I can't say no, right? And I think normally Levy wouldn't go near any of these deals, right? I said it about multiple times about Levy not spending money on 30 plus players. However, Harry Kane is an exception to the rule because this is the Spurs legend. We don't need to talk about who's the biggest legend. I don't want to talk about him or Sonny. They're both legends. That I'll leave it at that. And Daniel Levy will look amazing if he brought Harry Kane back. And never ever discourage the fact of Daniel Levy making himself look amazing, how much value he might put on that. I would love it. A lot of people are going to disagree, I think. They'll be saying, he's too old. You're right. His best years probably are behind him. But look at what we've got.
I know.
You can't seriously tell me with what we've got, right? If we had some red hot strikers currently in, right?
Yeah.
Even one, I might say is old news. We need to move on.
Yeah.
But look what we've got.
I know.
Look what we've got.
You're sending Paul Tequila. I know.
How can you say no to it?
I know. Tequila, I've got to do a whole year of fucking watch-alongs watching this lot play.
I told you, you better have some way to entertain yourself, Dermo, because there's going to be a lot of 0-0s going on.
Yeah, there will be. I nearly fell asleep during the Luton game. You said that to me as well, considering I did do.
Yeah.
Considering I did do the Wickham game. But guys, we are going to finish off with Tottenham's pre-season. I want you guys to what you guys thoughts on pre-season, and of course with the big game on Wednesday. So please, score predictions for PSG versus Tottenham. But if you're a member, there's plenty of members only stuff coming up this week. We've got the live predicted lineup show. We've got the live pre-game thoughts as well, going to you members as well, and also the pre-match will be on Tuesday evening. Hopefully with me and a guest, and we'll do all the things Tottenham. But Tuesday afternoon, there will be the predicted lineup and the pre-game thoughts as well, guys. And also Tuesday will be pre-match show. Wednesday, we've got Before the Whistle starting at 7 o'clock. The watch along starting at 7:30. And then, of course, the game kicks off at 8. So we've got all that covered. And then afterwards, guys, we have instant match reactions when new members get to come on and talk to me about the game we have just seen. So, guys, do join us for that as we get ready for football's back on THFC till we die. Come on. Right, we're talking pre-season. Big up to TTID. He says, this window is make or break for me. After 47 years, I can't do the scrap anymore.
Wow.
He's 2 years ahead of me.
That should tell you that even the older, more experienced fans have seen their fill of Levy, and I don't blame him. How can you blame him?
No, you can't. Big up to Lord Rodney Trotter. Hope Del Boy's doing all right. He says, Kudus is all we have, mate, but he's a dribbler, not a finisher. Same. That is true. That is true. Mm-hmm. Right. Big up to everyone in the chat. Big up to 135 of you. Pre-season tequila. Just very quickly, we won't spend too long on this because we've gone over the hour mark and we will be told off for going over an hour.
Yeah.
So we have to keep this brief. Reading 2-0 win, 2-2 Wickham, 0-0 with Luton, beat Arsenal, drew with Newcastle Sonny's last game, and then we totally got taught a footballing lesson by Bayern Munich. If pre-season's taught me anything, I think it shows that we're underprepared squad-wise for the season. I don't mean tactical, I don't mean fitness-wise, I mean squad depth. We're rarely underprepared. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Would that be a good way to sum up pre-season, I suppose?
Yeah, and I don't think most can argue with it. And the thing is that I'd be slightly concerned if we didn't have Europe this year, that we'd still be a little bit behind. The fact that we're going to be playing so many games in the Champions League, it's borderline a bit scary because one or two more injuries, and we know we're going to get them. Every team does. One or two more injuries, Dermo, and just think about the squad we might have to put out for some of these Champions League games.
Yeah. We're gonna.
I don't want to see us hammered, but I can see it. I can see us being hammered.
And the question asked is, Dan, I know you're going to kill me for asking, but I'm going to ask it anyway. What was the point of getting rid of Ange then?
The idea
is it? Well, hang on. Is the point getting rid of Ange's then? I know you're not Ange's biggest fan, but if you look at Frank and the squad he's got, and you look at if Ange was still there, do you think Levy got rid of Ange because he thought, if I bring Thomas Frank in, I don't have to buy the players to improve the squad. But if I have Ange here, he's going to want me to spend more money.
I think there's an element of that. I think also Levy probably realised after 2 seasons, and people might disagree with me. You know, I didn't like Ange very much.
Yeah.
But I think Dermo might agree with some of this. I don't think he improved many players. I don't think he improved many young players. And since that's the route that we're tending to go down, he probably looked at Ange and saying, "Hold on a second, you're not developing any of these players I've given you. We've brought all these young players, and mate, you ain't developing them. So I need somebody who's going to coach them." You said it yourself, Dermo. Coach.
I did.
Ange is not I don't think Ange is that great overall, but I think even you will agree with me that he's not the best coach. Thomas Frank is a better coach. That's why
you look at the Arsenal game in pre-season when we beat them 1-0. I said it then. We're being coached. I mean, you look at that. 3 clean sheets out of 4 out of 6 games.
Yeah.
Do you know that shows something?
Yeah, it does.
I mean, that Arsenal game was probably the best game for me out the whole pre-season. Not just because we beat Arsenal. I think the the way we played in that game, I think, was the best game out of preseason. But what's preseason taught you, Tequila? What's the one thing that you can take out of preseason? I want a good point and I want a negative point. So what's your negative point before we'll get on to the good points, and we'll just finish. We will finish off there.
It's pretty simple for me. The negative point is that we don't look very dangerous going forward, in my opinion. We've got no creativity. The Maddison injury, obviously, that's nobody's fault. It's luck or lack of luck. But we have no bite up front, other than Kudos. And as I said to you before, you can't be reliant on one player. You can't. He's going to have bad games.
Work himself.
He's going to have bad. He'll have some good games, right? But he's going to have bad games. And then if he has a bad game, we're screwed. At the moment, creativity wise, if he has a bad game, we got none. The positive is defensively, taking away playing against one of the best teams in the world, which is Bayern Munich. Generally, I think we're much more solid defensively. There's more of a shape. It's less gung ho. We're more compact, and that will only continue to improve under Frank. I think set pieces are going to be better as well under Frank, both defensively and offensively.
I think so.
And our fullbacks are actually playing like fullbacks.
Yeah.
What else can I say?
I agree. I think defensively we look a hell of a lot better. Offensively, we look woeful, and I really worry. But we do have this on Wednesday, Tequila, the first ever Super Cup Tottenham are played in. We didn't play in the 84-85 Super Cup because it wasn't held. We are playing the European champions, the Champions League winners, Paris Saint-Germain. I think the only thing for me that I can look at this game very quickly, Tequila, is they played in the Club World Championship. So they're only sort of back. We've had a full preseason. I don't expect us to win, but me being me, I always expect us to win every game. Where are you going with this?
Okay, one thing I want to say, and again, don't hate me. I'm playing devil's advocate, right? That's what I do.
You're Simon Jordan, this channel.
I know. I'm going to ask yourself this because this is going to be it's a controversial thing to say, and nobody really wants to talk about it, but I'll say it anyway. Think about this one. What would you prefer, Dermo? I'll ask you the question. The people in chat can answer themselves. Would you take us winning this and Levy not putting his hand in his pocket, or us getting destroyed and forcing Levy into action? How hard is that one?
That is a fucking hard one. You really are Simon Jordan in disguise.
Now, that's not me saying I want us to lose. I don't want us ever to lose, but I'm looking at the whole thing. And if there is one game, I'd rather. I know it sounds funny because I personally don't value this trophy. I consider it like the Charity Shield. So in my mind, this is it's the end of the preseason in my mind, right? So I would take that loss if it forced Levy. This is just my opinion into action because I don't put that much value on it. I know other people are going to feel very differently because they will class this as a trophy and will never ever say that. That's why I'm bringing it up because it's controversial.
Personally, I would like both. I think I would like us to win and get players in. I think you make a very good point that PSG are a better team than us. They are a far better team than us.
Yeah.
I don't want us to be embarrassed because we've got Burnley 3 days later. So you need confidence going into that. That's a hard one. Look, if we're going on your prerogative, then we're going to lose. PSG are going to smash us. Then I'll probably go along with your prerogative of, look, just take what we can get out of the game. If we lose, if we win, brilliant. If we lose, but get players in because we desperately need them for the squad. But if we can pick up a win, then great. But if we don't, then what's more important is filling out the squad. It's getting a replacement for Maddison. It's getting a left winger in. It's getting a striker in. Let's get these players in. I think that's the way I look at it. If we win, great. If we lose, great. But I think the number one priority is getting players in.
There's a lot of different people with a lot of different ideas in the chat, Dermo. So this, I thought it might be a controversial one. There's a lot of different ideas.
Yeah. So let's go and take these up. Big up to Jamie Burnwell as well. He's saying Big up to you, sir, for coming in. Daniel, we're getting smashed anyway. Wayne says Levy should be in action. Retransfers 24/7. Super Cup for me is essentially a friendly. The season is far more important. I disagree. I think Super Cup is a trophy that you should be able to win. I think it's an important trophy to win, but that's just my opinion. Big up Steve D. Haven't seen you in a while, Stevie D. Hope you're doing well. Don't know why people are getting their knickers in the twist. Before social media, no one gave a shit about friendlies. Yeah, that's so true. That actually is true. Cooper says, but take the trophy. We can't possibly expect Levy to spend the money, need to transform the team. It would need £500 million. Yeah,
I mean, I think Cooper. I wasn't expecting when I say get the 4 players that we want. That is just so we'll be okay this season. I wasn't suggesting at all that we spend 500 million to turn this into title challenges. No, of course not.
Then you got where is it then? Lord Ronnie Trott says, Cooper, disagree, mate. How would Paqueta and Goodson was 30 and the other 2 players would be 40 million. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that is true as well. Tequila says he doesn't see them turn this into title contenders. Do you? I think this season's all about getting into Europe and winning a cup. Personally, that's just my opinion. But guys, thank you very much. The poll has ended. Tequila.
Okay, what's the results?
I'll big up to Wayne doing his. Do you know what? I can't see it.
What, the poll?
The poll.
Did you not put it up there, mate?
I did.
Hold on. 55 votes.
Oh, if you found it.
Okay, so
I found it. I found it. Yeah.
Okay.
Go on, you read it out, bud.
Okay, 4 players at 69%. Great number. 3 players at 23%. 2 players at 3%, and 1 player at 3%. Again,
so
this is that's not about quality of the players. That's just the numbers. So
that's numbers, yeah. So a majority of the viewing public want 4 players in. Mr. Levy, you're watching. THFC Till We Die has now spoken. Act. If you don't, I will send Tequila after you. Guy, it's been mad numbers tonight. It really has been absolutely mad numbers tonight. We're 1 off 80 likes. Come on. One person hit that like button and let's get to 80 likes. Come on. Let's get to 80 likes before we finish. But Tequila, where can people find you, sir? I know they can find you on here, being my partner in crime. But where else can they find you?
I have a gaming channel called The Play Pouch. I'll put the link into the chat. There might be a stream any minute. To be honest, it was meant to be at about 9ish, but because I'm running very late, obviously. So that might be tonight. If not, there might be one tomorrow. It'll be some Gears of War. If people like Gears of War playing that, I'll put the link into the chat. And yeah, that's where you can find me. So please join us if you want to see some middle-aged and crazy guys who like gaming. You know, Com's on there. You know who Com is. Com's also on there.
Yeah. So. And also, I have a little gaming channel as well called Double Down Gaming. If the guys are not on the Play Pouch, I will be on the Play Pouch. I won't be on the Play. No, I said that all wrong. Right. If the Play Pouch is not on YouTube gaming, then I will have my gamer channel. We're working on sort of like when they're streaming, I don't stream, and when they don't stream, I stream. I was doing the Batman series, but it kept crashing. So I can do Batman. So what I'm doing is I'm starting a new EAFC 25. Now, I've had to do a lot in the background. I've got Thomas Frank in charge of Tottenham, but it's playing last season. So Thomas Frank is now in charge instead of Ange. So please, I don't know if you got the link there. If you can slip that in as well, the killer would be appreciated. Yeah, he didn't pay the electricity bill, Carl. You're all spot on. You're honestly spot on. I don't think everyone liked the game anyway. So big up to Jordan Kaz. Not a single credible link to Eze. It's all nonsense. It won't happen at this stage of the window. Well, Jordan, we have to see what happens, bud. That's all we can say. We just report what comes out in the media, and we just discuss it. Steve D, everyone else, good, Frank. That's what we need. Go crazy. Spend $500 million. Can't win it. Again, I know what you're saying, Kiva. But Tequila, thank you so much for joining me. Guys, what a mental show. What a mental show. I don't know what you want to say to the people. I mean, we've already got over 1.2 thousand views already.
We really do appreciate it, guys. We got some crazy numbers tonight, didn't we, mate? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
So
I'm shocked.
Keep it up. We'll try and repeat it.
Yeah. Well, we are back on tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. Well, I am anyway, with a Sonny tribute show. So, guys, come back. I want you guys to say what Sonny meant to you. It's the last one. Yeah.
Well done, Wayne. Thank you.
Has Wayne done that?
I was about to do it, but no. Wayne beat me to it. Damn you, Wayne.
Yeah, damn you, Wayne. Yeah, so tomorrow's about Sonny, guys. Do come in. And let's have your thoughts on Sonny. Let's give him a good send-off. And then, guys, I'm off on Monday, and then Tuesday's the build-up for the PSG game. And then after that, it's all the build-up for the start of the Premier League. We're back. But come on, you Spurs. In Big Thomas Frank, we trust. The Thomas the Frank engine has left the station. All aboard. Get on the train before it leaves you behind. And as ever, we will end off with hang on, just give me 2 minutes, Tequila, please.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. And that's forever what you normally say. Hit it, Tequila.
It's just who we are, mate.
Good night.
Eyes on the prize.